So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront, and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. How are you? Happy Monday. Come on in here. Listen to me sounding almost like a healthy professional podcaster. Yeah, and I'm a little bit sick. I was a little sloppy. I got it. Getting over it. But you don't care about that, do you? You care about the 10 perspective-changing questions I'm about to ask. Everybody needs a boost. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com. What is a boost? It's that thing that fires you up a little bit, that thing that kind of inside your, I say something today, get you thinking. You're like, okay, that was interesting. Later on, something happens and I start whispering in your ear. You go, oh yeah, let me give it that try. It's a boost. It's just get going just a little bit to get you over the hump. It's Monday. Some people have a hard time with Mondays. Maybe you don't. But if you do, I'm going to help out today, okay? It is good to have you here today, and thank you, by the way, for all the nice notes to me. Hey, Scott Smith on Instagram, Scott at dailyboostpodcast.com if you want to send me an email. And I know I've been complaining about having a head cold, and I know it's going around because everybody I talk to says, yeah, it's going around everywhere. My sister has it. My wife is sick. I get it. But, I'm the guy with the microphone. I'm the guy with the podcast. I get to complain even more. It has more weight. So there's a few things you can do when you have a podcast, and one of them is make sure everybody knows you've been feeling bad. Okay, I'm over it. Let's move on. By the way, I've been holding something back from you. Some of you have figured it out. You've found me. You've been snooping around, and you figured it. It's amazing how you guys snoop around. It's amazing. I see where you're going on the websites and everything. I see that stuff. Yeah, we got that tech, okay? But you've been snooping around. You found something I've been doing. You figured out that I've been writing a couple of emails a week, 2 or 3, depends. I send a short email, a short note, something I've been thinking about, something I've been noticing lately, something that might help you, something that maybe ties directly into that day's podcast, or maybe not. It just depends. But people like these a lot. And, you don't know where to get them, do you? I call them Notes from Scott. And you can go to notesfromscott.com and get signed up, and I'll send them to you. And if you change your mind, you know the deal. Click the thing. I don't want it anymore. You want it again, click the thing, get it again. That's how it works, all right? No drama. So a couple of times a year, I stumble into a file that I have, and I have a file of things I like. I have a lot of stuff. I've done over 5,000 podcasts, and they're all really organized, and I have all these. You would love to have this stuff. I'm telling you, some people ask me that. Every single year I do 260 podcasts. Like, can you just send me that list of stuff you... No, sorry, I can't. But I have it here, but I also have a file for myself. And the file for myself is where I go for the things that I need. When I need a boost, right? When I need that, I go look and see. And it's kind of a grounding file, I think. Things that I can look at. It's like a suitcase of old pictures. I've got one of those, by the way. Some 25-year-old saying, what is that? And I got some questions I asked. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have life all figured out already? But they aren't smarter than you, are they? I think they just ask better questions. So a lot of years ago, I came to a realization that basically I said, life is like a big scavenger hunt. It really is, isn't it? It's not a straight path. It's not a checklist. It's a scavenger hunt. All kinds of clues all over the place. Questions, experiences, the whole thing. A lot of moments that make you stop and think. And the people who seem to win at life, I think they're just the ones who stay curious long enough to find the answers that matter to them. Not somebody else's answer, their answers. And that's really an important distinction. I cannot tell you how many people don't ask their own questions. You just get up and go with the flow. Now, I hope you're not like that. You're listening to a podcast like this. We're trying to make you think a little bit differently. I hope you get on your own and think a little bit and ask some cool questions. Because most people have spent years, sometimes decades, chasing answers to questions they never even meant to ask. And you know the ones, right? What job should I take? You don't mean to ask. That's not really when you sit down and plan your life around, right? It just kind of happens. What will people think? What's the safe choice? These are just situational questions. These are not life-changing questions. They're borrowed questions. But the moment you start asking your own questions, everything changes. That is where awareness kicks in. If you're listening to me, you notice in the past couple of years that I'm leaning into awareness. Why? Basically, because a long time ago, I recognized in all the coaching and even in myself and what I did, when I pulled my head out of my and just kind of looked at the world for the way it was, I became very aware. And once you become aware, you can't be unaware. Although some of you are challenging me on that one. I've seen you be aware. What happened to you? You were so clear-minded yesterday and today. What happened? It happens, I guess. But I tell you what, direction starts to show up when you become aware. So over the years, I've developed a list of little questions that I do go back to regularly. Not once, not when I was 20. Maybe I didn't ask these questions then. But then again, throughout life, I've done it. I think I started asking these questions about maybe 18 years ago. And 2 or 3 times a year, when I feel the need to go through them, I go through them. And because we have 5,000 podcasts, it's very likely you will never find these because they're buried somewhere in the stack, okay? So here are they. Number 1 question. What do you want to do? Not what should you do. Not what someone else expects you to do. What do you actually want to spend your days doing? Because eventually life becomes a reflection of how you spend your time. So you need to choose carefully. What do you want to do? It's amazing how that's a superficial question for most people. But if I stop you and say, no, really, if you could, what would it be? And people change. They get a little smile on their face and they start talking, well, I can't really do it because I got kids and all this kind of stuff. And once I thought I would do this, but it didn't work out. But it nags at you, doesn't it? When you sit down and say, what do I want to do? And then listen to yourself, believe what you just said, life changes. Number 2, what do you want to have? This is interesting too, because I think a lot of people, when they say, what do you want to have? I want that car, that Maserati or whatever it happens to be. I saw one the other day. I kind of liked it. It was cool. What do you want to have? Experiences, maybe. A lot of people are all about experiences. In 2026, that's really what most people want these days. We're kind of over all the fake experiences. A lot of folks are over the materialistic stuff. We like materialistic things for sure, but we really want the experience. How about possessions? Do you want possessions? It's okay. You can have whatever you want to have. That's always surprised me over time that I like high-end stuff. I like nice things, but I tend not to always buy the nicest thing. I tend to come down a little bit. It's kind of where I land these days. Unless I really like it, like motorcycles, I buy the nice things. Security. Do you want to have security? Some people it's important, some people not.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Hi, this is Zoe Deutsch.
And Nick Robinson. Our brand new movie, Voicemails for Isabel, is all about those little moments that feel like the universe is looking out.
Feeling homesick, then your sister calls.
Hearing that perfect song exactly when you need it. Sometimes life rigs things in our favor, like learning about your new favorite rom-com, Voicemails for Isabel. Now playing only on Netflix.
Some people are so into having a secure life. Everything is safe and feels good. They can't move into anything else. Other people are out on the edge. There's no judgment here at all. It's just clarity. It's just you. Because if you don't decide what matters to you, life tends to fill your world with things that don't matter to you because other people give them to you. So it really does mean something. If you think, hey, man, this is what I want, then just go ahead and, I just say that just be honest with yourself. Become aware that you are aware of that, and that's what you want. Number 3, where do you want to go? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, geographically. It could be just about anything. Where do you want to go? Do you want to get in better shape? Do you want to go, metaphorically that speaking? I want to go there, right? Emotionally, you want to be happier. You want to be sadder. I'm just saying, some people want to be sadder. I'm serious. I walked in the doctor's office one time. I said, I'm a 60-year-old man. You have a choice. I can be happy or grumpy. Which would you like? Don't mess with an older guy. They'll win. They don't care. Some people want to see the world. What do you want to see? Some people want to sit on the quiet front porch with a cup of coffee and watch sunrise. Both are perfectly fine. But you should know which one is calling you. One thing I've learned over time is sometimes the thing that is calling you is not what you think is calling. You're like, wait a second, that must be a wrong number. I don't recognize that number. That's not me. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I've always been this way. And yet something inside of you is saying, no, you're not. You like this. It's like I used to think I would travel all the time. I would be a big traveler. I like to travel, but not that much. Not such a big deal. I kind of like my little 10-mile radius around Daytona. It's kind of cool. I go places all the time, but it's not a driver for me. It took me a long time to figure that one out. Number 4, what contribution do you want to make? At some point in life, this question gets very, very loud. When you cross 50, it's kind of when it starts. 55 really starts. 60, game on. It's called legacy. And people start wanting to have an impact in life. I'm so happy I decided to have an impact pretty much when I was 18. Really got into it when I was about 40. It was awesome. It does get louder. Is it screaming inside of you right now? Most of the people I work with are successful. They're operators, as they say. They got stuff done. They built a life around them. And they come to me and it's like, man, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, but I just want more impact. And from some people, you look at them and you say, well, look at the impact they're having, but they want more. They want more significance. Have you thought about that? You think less about success, more about that significance. What do you want to leave behind you, or just what do you want to do today? It's one thing to think about it, another thing to do it, isn't it? But I got to tell you, if you think about it and ask that question enough, you'll start doing it. You can't not do it. Number 5, who do you want to become? Notice I didn't say, yes, the cold's still there. Notice I didn't say achieve. I said become. Because the most important thing you'll ever build in your life is you. The identity you grow with determines everything else. I'll go so far as to say this. I think when you know who you want to be and what kind of values you want to kind of walk and talk in your life, it can be really frustrating sometimes because it's really hard. It's really hard to do the things that you say you want to do. It's called be the boss of you. It's hard, isn't it? But you'll never be happier than when you know who you want to become and you spend your days becoming that. Number 6, what do you want to learn? Are you curious to stay young or curious to stay interesting? What is it? Curious people rarely get stuck for a long time. I don't get stuck ever because I'm curious. I go, okay, so what's going on here? What happened here? What do I want to do? What's stopping me? Learning keeps your brain alive just like it keeps my brain alive. It keeps up your spirit. Number 7, who do you want to spend your time with? This one might be the most important question of all because your life will always move toward the people around you. Energy transfers. Attitudes transfer. Expectations transfer. Choose your people carefully. I do. And I regularly, when I look back on my life and my friends and even business associates and things like that, I regularly change. I just kind of move on because I recognize that everybody has their own values. Everybody's moving their own direction. And some people change, and certainly I change. I move away from friends. It doesn't mean I leave them. It just means I kind of change a relationship. Maybe I used to hang out all the time, and now I see them once a year at a Christmas party. That's fine. There's a lot of business people I work with that I just recognize that their values and what they're doing are moving in a different direction, and I'm just not interested, so I just move on. Who do you want to hang around with? I made some interesting choices based on that. And mine will always come down to who matches my values. Do you do that? If you don't match my values, you and I are going to spend no time together. I'll figure it out really fast and it'll be done. And you'll think, well, what? I'm a good person. Hang out with me. Yeah, except that you do this and this and this. I don't want any part of that. No judgment. Just not my thing. Number 8. How much money do you want to earn, save, and invest? Notice something? I didn't say earn. Money is a tool. It creates freedom. It creates options. But it only works if you understand how to keep it, to grow it, and to use it wisely. Have you really thought about that? A lot of people haven't. I think our society has kind of taught people to do that. I sure wish we'd figured that out. There's some changes coming, I believe, but how much do you want to earn? Save, invest. By the way, it doesn't matter how old you are either. If you're young, listen very closely and get on that right now. A lot of you are. If you're older, don't think you're too old to start. You can start at 70 years old and still do just fine. Start today. Number 9, how much time do you want off? This is one people forget to think about. Everybody designs the work. Almost nobody designs the freedom. What does your ideal week look like? Your ideal year, your ideal lifestyle? If you don't design it intentionally, work will happily take up all the space you give it. If you got my Perfect Week Planner, I talked about it last week, last Wednesday, perfectweekplanner.com. It's really the beginning of completely controlling your life. And it's so intentionally done and so simply done. By the way, there is a phrase on the Perfect Week Planner that says PYOTB. I have not talked about that for a while. And a lady sent me a note and she said, Scott, what's PYOTB? I forgot to explain it to you. I'm so sorry. It basically says, are you making time in your week to PYOTB? To pat yourself on the back and say, I done good, to be your own best cheerleader. We built it into the planner. Got to remind you to remind yourself that you're doing all right. And number 10, what will you do to create optimum health? Because without your health, none of this matters, does it? Energy drives everything, your relationships, your creativity, your work, your happiness. So what are you going to do about it? It's a big deal. We've got some cool changes going on now with the food in the system and the exercise and everything else we have doing these days. If you really, really move forward, you want to dig into these questions. They're very simple, but very powerful. And here's a real insight. You don't answer these once. You answer them again and again and again, just like I do as life unfolds, because you change, your priorities change, your answers, your awareness, everything changes. I'll say it again. Life is full of questions. And if you live long enough, you get to discover the answers that matter to you, but you got to be looking for them, right? Your job, stay curious, keep asking, keep moving forward until those answers feel like you have arrived home. I'll see you tomorrow.